Now, we'll break in just a second now, but I just want to leave this last gospel with you. Put your confidence in Jesus, the whole person. Live with him as his disciple now in the present kingdom of God. Right? Now, you do that by faith in response to God's action. The new birth is from above. And by the way, it's the same place that Pilate's power was from. You remember when Jesus was standing before Pilate, and Pilate said, "Don't you know I've got the power to kill you?" And Jesus said, "You wouldn't have any power at all if it wasn't given to you from above." That's the same place that the new birth comes from. It's not born again. Born again is actually a biblical term. But it's birth from above. And what were we talking about? If you then be risen with Christ, set your mind on things that are above. That's the invisible landscape. That's the invisible landscape. Set your mind on things that are above, where Christ sits on the right hand of God. Set your affections on things above, not on things on the earth, because you are dead. That's the good news. That's the good news. Now, then the issue of the human side of holiness becomes a matter of how do you, by your regenerated choice, enter into that by your own activities. How do you come to be the kind of person who just routinely does the kinds of things that Jesus talked about? Because you know that you are doing what is good and in accord with reality, and you may have to struggle with some of your tendencies built into your body that are already galloping in another direction, but that's where growth in grace comes in. So miserable sinner Christianity, as we used to call it, which is you remain a miserable sinner until you die, and usually with the thought that your problem is your body, and flesh is mistakenly misread as your body. The miserable sinner Christianity is the idea that you never get better. And our implicit theology is very much invested in that. Very much invested in it. And in chapter 5 of the Renovation, you know how I sort of go over the reasoning on this before I introduce the Vim thing, you know, because I want people to see the Vim thing in the context of all of the things that say you can't do this. Because you can do it. And if your vision is tied to the kingdom of God and your life in the kingdom of God as an associate of Jesus in what he is doing in world history, then you have got the wherewithal to learn holiness that is a sweet, life-giving stream flowing from God through your life and into the lives of other people.